2021 has just begun, but things are already starting to get intense. Following the storming of Capitol Hill that took place last week, lawmakers, business leaders, and others have decided to try to remove Trump from office before his term officially ends. But with only a couple more days left until Joe Biden becomes president, is there enough time to get Trump impeached? And if so, what are the long-term effects that this will have on Trump and the government? Don't you go anywhere, I'll be covering this and more only on today's video. Hey everyone, what's up and welcome back to Life's Biggest Questions. I'm your host, Lindsay Ivan, and today I'm bringing you the video, What If Donald Trump Gets Impeached in 2021? But before I go any further, why don't you hit that like button to help us out and subscribe, stick around. So on January 6th of 2021, an angry mob of Trump supporters stormed Capitol Hill. Thousands of rioters showed up to cause violence. They fought with the police, got over the barricades, and managed to get inside Capitol Hill. After that, they began smashing windows and vandalizing the building. This was done as an attempt to stall the certification of the election results. The riot came after Donald Trump delivered a speech that ushered his followers to head to Capitol Hill. In his speech, he also claimed how the election was rigged and stolen from him. Because of this speech and the riots, it's considered one of the worst security breaches in US history. Following the riot, social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter have taken down Donald Trump's accounts and suspended him from using their platform. This is all done as an attempt to shut Trump and his followers down. A lot of people are worried he's going to cause another big uproar on Joe Biden's inauguration. But now House Democrats are trying to impeach Donald Trump. Now, let's talk about this impeachment process. So on Monday, January 11th, House Democrats filed to impeach Trump, charging him with incitement of insurrection after the deadly riots. They had originally called for Vice President Mike Pence to remove Trump from office by the 25th Amendment. After this attempt was blocked, Nancy Pelosi said the next step was to impeach Trump. The 25th Amendment, for those of you who don't know, discusses the president's ability to perform his presidential duties. It also talks about what happens if the president is unfit to hold his position. The part they were focusing on is under Section 4, which allows the vice president and a majority of the president's cabinet to declare that he is unable to perform the duties of the office. This then would have made Mike Pence the acting president until Inauguration Day. But like I mentioned, this measure was blocked, and now they are attempting to impeach Trump. The impeachment process is set to begin before Biden's inauguration, but it seems like it won't get Donald Trump out in time, since the Senate won't return to session until January 19th. The Senate could return early, but only if all sitting senators all agree. If one objects, the Senate won't reconvene early. Needless to say, a lot of people are hopeful that Trump will get impeached. US Representative David Cicilline said, and I quote, "I can report that we now have the votes to impeach Trump." Then United States Senator Pat Toomey said, and I quote, "I do think the president committed impeachable offenses." In fact, a lot of people are citing Section 3 of the 14th Amendment. This section reads, and I quote, "No person shall be a senator or representative in Congress or elector of president and vice president or hold any office, civil or military, under the United States or under any state who have previously taken an oath as a member of Congress shall have engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the same or given aid or comfort to the enemies thereof." The violence and destruction that occurred at Capitol Hill is considered Trump's fault, meaning he caused an act of rebellion, and violated Section 3 of the 14th Amendment. As stated by US Representative Jamie Raskin, he incited an insurrectionist mob to join a wild disruption of the peaceful transfer of power at the Capitol. Violence and death followed. The president continues to pose a clear and present danger to the people in our republic. Now, like I mentioned previously, it seems very unlikely that Trump will be impeached and removed from office before Biden's inauguration. But it seems as if he can still be impeached afterwards, which would make him the first president to be impeached twice. He was first impeached back in December of 2019 after being accused of abusing his power and obstruction of justice, but he was acquitted in 2020. But it seems as if Trump is gonna have a trickier time getting his way out of this one. So let's say that everything goes according to plan and Trump gets impeached. So by the time that actually happens, he's probably gonna be out of office, so then what? A lot of people think nothing will happen, but actually a lot will. The first being, if he is impeached, this may remove his right to run for another term. Trump has already said he will run again in 2024, but if he gets impeached, this might not be an option for him. After the senators vote to remove Trump, they would then have to approve another vote to stop him from running again in the future, according to the Constitution, Article 1, Section 3. But here's where it gets tricky. No former US president has been removed from office. 2 other presidents, besides Trump, have been impeached, but they were never convicted and they finished their term. So it's a lot of new territory that we're dealing with here. Now, another thing that could happen if Trump is impeached is that he may lose some benefits, such as his pension. Former presidents get a pension for the rest of their life. It would be around $200,000 or more per year, but Trump is filthy rich anyway, it's not like he even needs the money. On top of that, he might lose his yearly travel allowance. But Trump would only lose this if both the House voted to impeach him and then the Senate voted to remove him from office. That's during his term. Since this is most likely happening after his term, who really knows what the rules say? Another thing that may happen is Trump could lose his Secret Service protection, although this one seems very unlikely. In any case, if it did happen, he could just hire his own bodyguards to protect him. Again, like I mentioned already, there's a lot of uncertainty here. Trump getting impeached while still being president is completely different than him getting impeached after his term is done. If he got impeached before January 20th, then he would be removed from office, and for sure he would lose his chance to run in 2024 or ever again. And chances are he would also lose his salary and other special benefits. But since it's most likely happening after he's no longer president, who knows if this still applies to him. It's a very tricky line that we're walking here. But the biggest thing that Trump's impeachment will do is damage the future of the Republican Party. According to the University of Chicago political scientist William Howell, he said, and I quote, "The Republican Party stands at a crossroad about whether or not it's going to return to its previous commitments of limited government and low taxes and a robust defense, particularly against Russia, or whether it's going to be the party of populism, a world in which the first populist president is not only impeached twice, but is convicted, sends a very strong signal about which direction they should go." He then continued on saying that Trump's impeachment will send a message to future presidents, which is a good thing. Hopefully they can learn from Trump's mistakes, see the do's and don'ts of being a president. In the end, it's just a waiting game. Maybe the officials and Senate can get together fast enough to impeach Trump before his time as president runs out. That will be the deciding factor as to what happens to him. Alright guys, enough politics. Let's move on to our comment shout out portion. I'll be shouting out comments from the video. Did The Simpsons predict the storming of the Capitol? Did they? Maybe. Go check out that video. Base Flash commented, "Okay, now I'm convinced they know more than we should." Honestly, I don't even know what's happening anymore, okay? I just stopped watching The Simpsons. I think they just need to stop. No, if they stop, I feel like we're all gonna die. Like, this is gonna be the end of the world. Oh my god, I don't even know. Valentina777 commented, "The Simpsons makes a joke that is coincidentally kinda similar to current events. Viewers, the prophets have spoken!" Literally. I read about it because I was concerned. I'm like, are they actually psychic? They just make a lot of jokes and chances are something's gonna come true. So watch. People could probably go back to like our old videos and be like, oh my god, Life's Biggest Questions predicted the future. The Megalodon is coming back. Oh man. Dustin Dowdy commented, "This is a Matrix and The Simpsons aren't predicting anything. They are simply showing us the script to the stage that is the world." That is terrifying. Matt Groening needs to stop. Also, did you know that that's how you say his last name? It's Matt Groening, even though it's groaning, because I've been saying groaning my whole life. This sounds so weird, but it's Groening, and I have to put that in there because if I said it like that, people are gonna be like, why did she pronounce his last name weird? I actually pronounced it right. So anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling. That's all for today's video. Make sure to comment something down below for a chance to be featured in my next comment shout out. And as always, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to Life's Biggest Questions for more thought-provoking videos. I've been your host, Lindsay Ivan, and stay curious, YouTube. I should have brought up my water. I'm so stupid. Oh, Keegan left his coffee. Mine now. No, I'm kidding. Oh, ew, never mind. We gotta get rid of that. It's so nasty. The Senate could return early, but only if all sitting senators unanimously. I'm gonna say all agree. Unanimously, but it sounds weird. Unanimously. All of them. We're gonna say all of them. Particularly, oh no, I can't say that word, remember? Particularly.